did not we learn about Companies Act 2016?
Yes, that's right, but there are so many sections to be remembered.
How about we do short discussion and share what we know about the topic?
Okay, can I start first?
Sure.
According to Section 261 of Companies Act 2016, there are 4 requirements in auditor statement which are: auditor are required to state whether the company, in his opinion, kept proper accounting record and other books during the period covered by those accounts. Next, auditor are required to state whether the financial statement have been audited according to Companies Act 2016. And the third one is auditor are required to state whether the auditor's report is subject to any qualification or opinion under any applicable auditing standard. Now, the last one is auditor are required to state whether at the date of financial statement, the company appeared to have been able to meet its liabilities as and when the liabilities is full due. Oh, I see. Do any of you remember the qualification to be a company auditor?
Yes, under Section 263 of Companies Act 2016, there are 5 qualifications to be a company auditor, which are: any person may apply to the minister charged with the responsibility for finance to be approved as a company auditor. Second is, the minister may, if he is satisfied that the applicant is a good character and competent to perform the duties of an auditor, upon payment of the prescribed fee, approve the applicant as a company auditor. Every approval, including a renewal of approval of a company auditor, shall be in force for a period of 2 years after the date of issue. Next, the minister may delegate his power to any person or body of person charged with the responsibility for the registration of control of accountant in Malaysia. Last one is, person means a chartered accountant as defined under the Accountant Act 1967.
How come you remember so well? Are not there also disqualification to be a company auditor?
Yes, there are. It is divided into 2 sections, which are Section 264(1) and 2 of Company Act 2016. Under Section 264(1) of Company Act 2016, a person shall not knowingly consent to be appointed as an auditor for any company, knowingly act as an auditor for any company, prepare for a company report if he is not an approved company auditor, he is indebted to the company in amount exceeding 25,000 ringgit, he is or his spouse is an officer of the company, a partner, employer or employee of an officer of the company, a partner or employee of an officer of the company, or a shareholder or his spouse is a shareholder of a corporation whose employee is an officer of the company. He is responsible for the keeping of register of the member of the register of debenture of the company. He is undischarged bankrupt or he has been convicted of any offense involving fraud or dishonesty, punishable with imprisonment for 3 months or more. Meanwhile, under Section 2462 of Company Act 2016, ex-officer or promoter of the company within 12 months.
For your information, under Section 266(1) until 3 of Companies Act 2016, there are 4 duties of auditors, which are 4 duties of auditor. First, report to the members on the financial statements and the accounting and other records. Next, report any deficiency, failure or shortcoming. Thirdly, express opinion on the report on the true and fair view of financial statements, the compliance with the approved accounting standards, the defect or irregularity in the financial statements, and the proper keeping of accounting and other records and the register. And lastly, the information and explanation is required.
Meanwhile, Section 266 4 until 7 of Company Act 2016 mention about power and right of auditor. First, right of access to accounting, and second, right to inquire information and explanation. Third, to right to attach or endorse the auditor report on the financial statement. Fourth, right to receive all notice and minutes of general meeting, and the last one is right to attend general meeting. Actually guys, there are more right over here, but
Do you guys know who can appoint auditors of a company?
Based on my notes, under Section 267 until 273 of Companies Act 2016, appointment of auditors are divided into two, which are appointment for auditor of private company and public company. Under Section 267, appointment auditors of private company under Section 267. Under Section 267(1), a private company shall appoint an auditor for each finance year of the company. Under Section 267(2), notwithstanding subsection 1, the registrar shall have the power to exempt any private company from the requirement stated in the subsection according to the condition as determined by the registrar. Under Section 267(3), the board shall appoint an auditor of the company. Under Section 3A, in the case of newly incorporated companies, at least 30 days before the end of the period for the submission of the first financial statement to the registrar. 3B, to fill casual vacancy in the Office of Auditors. Under Section 267(4), the members shall appoint an auditor by ordinary resolution. 4A, in the case of subsequent years following the submission of its first financial statement during the period of appointing auditor. 4B, if the board fails to appoint an auditor under subsection 3. Under Section 2675, an auditor of a private company shall only be appointed in accordance with subsection 3 or 4. Section 2676, for the purpose of subsection 4, the period for appointing auditor means the period of 30 days. 6A, before the end of the period allowed for the lodgement of the previous year financial statement with the registrar under subsection 591. 6B, if the previous year financial statement were lodged early before the day on which financial statement were lodged with the registrar. Last, under Section 2677, the company and every director of the company who contravene with this section commit an offence.
After the appointment of auditors' remuneration will be fixed differently based on ways of appointment of auditor as stated under Section 274 of Companies Act 2016, which are: when the auditor is appointed by shareholder, the remuneration fixed by ordinary resolution at the general meeting. Second, when the auditor is appointed by BOD, the remuneration is fixed by BOD. If not so, is fixed by the company. And lastly, when the auditor is appointed by CCM, the remuneration is fixed by CCM or BOD.
And if the auditor violates the rule, company can remove the auditor by following the resolution under Section 276. There are 3 resolutions to remove auditor from office. The first one, the members of the company may remove an auditor from office at any time by ordinary resolution at general meeting and in accordance with Section 277. The second one, this section shall not be taken as depriving the person removed of the compensation or damages payable to him in respect of the termination of his appointment as an auditor. And lastly, an auditor may not be removed from office before the expiration of his term of office except by resolution under this section.
under Section 277, of Company Act 2016, special notice are required for resolution to remove auditor from office. A special notice should be required for a resolution to remove an auditor from office at a general meeting of a company. Upon receipt the special notice of such intent resolution, the company shall immediately send a copy of the notice to the auditor proposed to be removed and the registrar. The auditor may make representation in writing not exceeding a reasonable length to the company within 7 days from the receipt of the special notice and may request that prior to the meeting at which the resolution is to be considered, a copy of the representation be circulated by the company to every member of the company to whom notice of the meeting is sent. Upon request of the auditor referred to in subsection 3, the company shall send a copy of the representation of every member of the company to whom notice of the meeting is sent.
And if the auditor wants to resign, he or she needs to follow the regulations stated under Section 281 of Company Act 2016. Under Section 281(1) of Company Act 2016, auditor resign from his office. A copy of the notice to the registrar within 7 days from the receiving of a notice resignation will be sent by the company to the auditors. While in Section 281(2) of Company Act 2016, the term of notice of the auditor will come to an end after 21 days when the notice of resignation had been submitted or from the date of specified in the notice.
Section 282 of Company Act 2016 explains about the notice of resignation of auditor to registrar. Under Section 2821, where an auditor resigns his office, the company shall send a copy of the notice to the registrar within 7 days from receiving of a notice of resignation. And the second, the company and every officer who contravene this section commit an offence.
Last but not least, Section 283 of Company Act 2016 mentioning right of resigning auditors of a public company. Actually, there are 11 sections of right of resigning mentioned in Section 283 of Company Act 2016. Some right of resigning are in Section 283(1). The notice of resignation is to be attached with the statement of the circumstances concerning the auditor's resignation. Next is Section 283(2). Referring to the Section 281, the auditor may present the notice of resignation with a signed requisition that demand the directors of the company to hold a general meeting, where the auditor's circumstances concerning his resignation is to be received and heard. The third one is Section 283(5). The director should hold a general meeting within 28 days from the receiving date of the notice of requisition made under subsection 2. Last but not least is Section 283(11). If all the reasonable steps to ensure and secure that a meeting is assembled under subsection 5 fail to be taken by every director, they have committed an offences. Actually, there are more, but I will share only 4 of it.
Wow, thank you guys. I did not expect what finally done revise this topic today.